go, cutting we go. At least this gives a good harvest. Ah, the life of a lumberjack. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Mycosa's Adventures, and our goal today is to, well, start making this staircase. I've got an idea for it. An idea that will require, stone, which I don't have in my possession. Here's what we need. Pop these up for now. Won't need the charcoal either. Because what we do need, I've got an abundance of, we'll bring that with me for now. Oh, have an extra stew. Alright. I worked it all out on a creative server, on a creative world, to try and just sort it out. And I know what it is I want to do. Alright, first, I'm just going to do that. Base from... do I want to be the official entrance? I think that I want the official entrance to be this way. Yes. So my first order of business is going to be just this here. Build myself another little sort of semi-archway. Ow. And that ding 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 ding. I'll finalize that later. I know that's how that's going to look with the stairway going around it. And simo ergo. Pardon me. I'll worry about making that more exacting later after I've had more of a chance to break my ankle. Yeah, I'm good at this game, aren't I? But anywho, which who? Cindy Lou who was no more than two. Anyway, I'm gonna start by just building this up. And I got a method to my madness here. See, we are going to make this a spiral style staircase, of which the first order of business for it is just getting it up to where it needs to be. Like so. I beg your pardon. Excuse me a moment. Hi. Yeah, still coughing up a lung, guys. I'm doing better, but I'm not up to par yet. Just putting it delicately. Now, before you ask how am I getting down, the answer is we're going straight through the floor. Or ceiling. Same difference. Point is, we're going through. So I'm not too worried about getting down from this little mini tower within the tower. Because what we're doing is we're going straight up. Let's see here. There we are. There we go. Let me finish this and then have to step away for a moment. I'll probably cut back with it closer to the top. I shall return. have gotten to the top. As you can see, it's going all the way up. We got this rather monolithic just thing heading up the middle, which is as it is supposed to be. And this is going to be where that happens. Yeah, with a thing there, and thing there, making it complete. Now, eventually this is also going to go straight down as well. It may need some reorganization for the downstairs areas. There, I don't know. Excuse me. Okay, back. Now, we're not just making a ladder all the way up, though. Here's what we're gonna do. I may need to disrupt my glass flooring. In fact, I'm very sure I will. But it's okay. I've got plenty of glass. I'm okay. I eat some of my soup. Here's how we're doing this. 1. And then that connects to there, and that goes straight out. That connects to there, and that goes straight out. There. Dink, 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 dink. And, very obviously, so on. I'm good at this game, aren't I? But, what? Oh, for the love of... There. There we go. But, and so on. Up the circle. Doink. Doink. No. Doink. 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 Do. And down we go. Goes there. You guys see how it goes. And so on. Up the whole business. It's pretty obvious how this goes. It's a simple repeating pattern. And for anyone asking any questions about lighting, I've got a simple plan for that as well. There's our center. Well, that gets a torch. That gets a torch. I keep it nice and simple. Everyone gets a torch. Just have Oprah Winfrey announcing it here. You get a torch, and you get a torch. Everyone gets a torch. And I chose a lighter wood for this. I found I liked the contrast. Doop, doop. So, continuing my normal tradition of chatting as I work here. I'm going to talk a little bit about the dating world and relationships and whatnot. I'll start with just in a nutshell. I hate the dating world. I really do. And that's not just the that's not just misogyny or me being cynical. It's I've got a reasoning to it. I'm a very straightforward fellow, or at least I try to be. I don't like pretense. I don't like bandying around with words if I don't have to. I like eloquence and loquaciousness, but I don't like... well, hard for me to give a direct word to it, but it's because I can't think of one at the moment. I'm not sure what. I'm honestly not sure what the word for it is. I really don't. It's not just me trying to, you know, cop out here. I'm not sure what the word exactly is that I'm looking for. But my point is that I like to be very straightforward. I don't like, well, playing around, shall we say. And yes, the glass, all of it goes now. So I don't mind breaking this. Well, I mind in that I dislike losing glass, but it happens. I'm a straightforward fellow where these things are concerned. I don't like the idea of having to fake and pretend for the sake of dating. That's really where it comes to. Ow. Which really is where a lot of the headache of dating comes to. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't go into these sorts of things looking for a date. I know it seems a little weird, but am I doing that right? Yes, I am. Nice part about this is that even without the rest of it there, I can still continue up the pattern. It's a fairly obvious pattern, you know? Wow. My only complaint on this being... No, that's what I'm doing wrong here. The exit's here. There we are. We'll break out more of these torches, because we're going to be lighting it all up. Don't want things spawning while I'm heading up here. Now, that is where it's supposed to be at floor level. Let's hop back down. A simple spiral motion. There we are. Now let me take a quick look for how I did this. I see. Okay. Back up. Anyway, as I was saying there, this is gonna be it. Like I said though, I don't enter relationships looking at dating potential. That's not why I enter into any sort of friendship or relationship. There. That's not how I work. You know, that's not how I operate. That's not what my priority is. And that doesn't seem to be true with a lot of people, especially on the male front, but it just doesn't seem like that's the case with a lot of people. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. Gonna run down and grab some supplies. And I am back and ready to build. Let's see, here we are. As I was saying though, I often feel like I'm the only guy who isn't into meeting people just to find people to date. It's not how I is. That's not my main priority, if that makes sense. Mostly I'm trying to make friends first, and then see if we click. I know that seems a little counterproductive, but I only date friends, if that makes sense. I want to be a friend first, because the same things I look for in dates are what I look for in friends. It's just that in the case of people I want to date, there's also physical attraction. Or just attraction in general. And often what I'm trying to sort out when dating is whether the attraction is physical as well or just mental. Which is a different thing for me. And I don't tend to feel very physically attracted to people who I don't also find mentally attracting, so it's been a good sort of litmus test for me. There we go. And, well, the dating world, the whole system of dating even, is often geared towards false pretense and innuendo and rules and methods and all manner of garbage. Oh good, I do have an axe. That I just don't deal in, if that makes sense. It's not how my brain's wired. I'm a very straightforward person, and I don't like dealing in, well, in things of that nature. Example. I dislike the idea that if you like someone, it becomes a sort of waiting game of who's supposed to call who first. And yeah, I've encountered that game. I also dislike the one of just the, I'll call you. You know what? If you're not going to call the person, just tell them you had a nice time, but you don't think you're clicking. And if you have no intention of continuing any association afterwards, after that one date, again, just tell the person. Let them know. I mean, I often enter into these things with the hopes of at least making a friend. So if you're not looking for a friend, I mean, if you're going to judge on the first date, okay, I don't find you physically attractive, so I'm not going to bother getting to know the person inside there, at least let me know up front so I know not to waste my time on the first date. Because that really is what that boils down to me. If that's all you're in it for, I'm not even going to want the first date. You know what I just decided here? That is what I just decided there. Looking at that. Nope, nope, no, no, that's not right. There we go. That's better. But anyway. Alright, let's continue the pattern up here. It's a frustrating thing to me. And I don't like dealing with, just in general, cases where people say one thing but not actually mean that. But not actually mean what they're claiming. Again, it comes to a case of me, I tend to deal straightforward with someone. If I've got a problem with something, I'll out and out tell them this is a problem. if they're doing something I'm not happy with, after a duration, I'll give them a little while to realize it, but afterwards I'm just going to talk with them about it. I'm not going to wait for them to realize it. I'm not going to assume that that they should realize it. I mean, they're not psychic, so why should I expect them to realize it if I don't just tell them? Oh, dang it. It's like often in dating, each person is expected to be some sort of super psychic, for lack of any better word for it, to automatically be able to somehow intuit what the hidden nuances and meanings of any one given thing is. Here's an example for you. I remember a while back, this was a number of years ago at this point, my ex had broken up with me, or was deciding to. And so, ironically, not too long before that, she'd actually told me about how she ultimately didn't want to be talking about marriage at this time. She felt it was a little premature for any talk of that, because we had been discussing such matters, and she was starting to, at her prompting, ironically, and she was realizing it was making her feel uncomfortable. And so, in deciding whether to stay with me, or whether to, well, to be blunt, cheat on me, she decided to make a simple test. She texted me as to whether or not I wanted to go to Las Vegas and elope. As a bit of a joke. Now, I didn't know, but the test was, if I said, sure, let's go, or something along those terms, that meant I was at least trying to be funny and fun and spontaneous, and, we'd be, and then she wouldn't cheat on me. Which I'm aware one might be saying is just her trying to rationalize things, and if she was going to, she would have anyway. But like I said, I'm explaining what her mindset on this was, as per what she's explained to others, because we have some mutual friends. And because she'd literally just spoken with me a couple days before before she went on this business trip, remembered how she was saying, I don't want to be talking about marriage or whatnot, and it's not something I feel ready for. I thought the right answer would be, this isn't something that really, this is something we should probably not, eloping would probably be a bad idea. Our parents would probably kill us if we did something like that. And, it'd probably be better to wait to save anything like that until we have things back on track with us and figured out what we want and whatnot. And since that wasn't the answer she was looking for, that was her litmus test saying that she should start moving on, and she was an advocate of the phrase, the best way to get over a guy is to get under a new one. No, I don't. I want to make this flat. I want to break my leg. Let's see here. Make sure I can still walk down. Good. Excellent.
Okay, so now what do we do about the rest of this? That can shorten. Well, anyway, though, yeah, that was just a reminiscing before about stuff that happened before, and it just really goes to show what I was saying with the alright, light this lit up. But yeah, just from what I was saying about how, how was I supposed to have known that was what she was testing for? You can say what you want about mixed signals and all that, but, or about how, someone she was already deciding to do that, so was really just looking for an excuse. But that's really not my point on it. My point is that, she was expecting me to somehow psychically intuit what she had in mind, what she was trying to test for. And it's things like that in relationships that, bother me. I mean, you've got to communicate in these things, or else they're not going to know what's going on, or what's being tested, or, why are you even testing the person to begin with? But on the same note there, you can't expect people to automatically know or understand what you're trying to say or what you're trying to communicate. You've got to communicate in these things. You've got to be open and honest in these things. And I found that the dating world isn't very open and honest in these things, or expected to follow this rule set and method. Pardon me. And a Kurt J. Mac imitation-ness. Anyway. Slime's out my window. But at least have a lovely view of the sunrise, and I can always look out this window and get a lovely view of the slimes out my window. Well, I can look over here and look at the funky mountains and the tree pig and the slimes out my... It's a slimy, slimy world, my friends. But anyway, back what I was saying. I don't like the dating world because it just doesn't feel very honest to me. And there's expectations and games and... I don't know, I've always been a very straightforward person. Especially in the dating world, but just in general when I can, and I just prefer life that way. Well, that's been enough on me ranting. Let's take a moment, get these ladders sort of out of the way. I'll probably call things a night for this after I start getting these sort of trimmed down a bit. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for putting up with me as I ranted and fumed about the dating world and all the horrors and tribulations and so on and so forth, and go on forever and probably shouldn't. But anyway, as I said, oh, what a view. Well, might as well end it on a slightly lighter note, and enjoy the view, the slimes. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye.